Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel every day leading up to Halloween. It chooses the horror movie, and they discuss it. Today we're talking about 2022's Spirit Halloween, the movie, which was directed by David Powag. I'm your co-host, Alec.
I'm Eric.
You know what, Eric? You know what?
What?
Not the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
No, it's a children's movie. It's nice. It's nice.
I think I remember when we did Eyes Without a Face, I was like, I'm assuming this is going to be terrible. It's not amazing, but...
That one's just old.
Which one?
This one's a kid's movie. Eyes Without a Face, just old.
Oh, no, I mean, like, at the end of Eyes Without a Face, when you spun this one, I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible.
Oh.
But you know what? Not the worst movie.
No.
It's not that bad.
It's a cool idea. It's different.
Yeah.
It's definitely, like, made for 7 and 8 year olds. But I put myself in their mind, which I am pretty much all the time anyway. And I enjoyed it. Alec.
Speaking of Alec Windsor?
Oh, yeah. Representing. Dude, you got this movie. You got The Swamp Thing. You got Alec Guinness.
I got Alec Baldwin.
The best Alec.
I don't know.
Didn't you run into Alec Baldwin once?
I have peed next to Alec Baldwin. I used to, do body doubling on SNL when he was Trump. So we were both standing next to each other in a urinal. He was literally dressed up as Trump, and I was peeing next to him. It was pretty fun.
That's a great experience.
Yeah. But yeah, you don't get a lot of Alec characters in movies. There's always Alex, and I did see one subtitle said Alex
At
Windsor.
At the beginning,
yep.
Like the second line.
Dude, you could do my job.
I caught that too. I saw Alex instead of Alec, but then it went back to Alec right after. I'm like, because they first did Alec, then it went Alex, then it went Alec. I'm like, what is it? And then it was Alec throughout the rest of the movie.
Yep. Dude, you could do my job. That's literally what I do.
I know. You see that shit.
Yeah, dude. So they fucked up. So yeah, it's Alec Windsor. So yeah, that was cool. Like that. Gotta say though, Christopher Llod, I think it might be time. I think it's time for him to retire.
He looked good in
really?
This. He's just old, dude. And I mean, I don't want to say it out loud, but Pride of Connecticut.
Why don't you want to say that out loud?
I know. I love, I say that all the time when there's a Connecticut native. He's born in Stamford, so gotta love it.
Do you know about him, man? I heard him on a podcast recently. Do you know who he's related to?
I think we've talked about this before. I can't remember, though.
Did we? Okay.
We might have done it on Back to the Future once when we did that like 2 years ago.
Maybe. But his family are billionaires. So he is the grandson of the founder of Texaco Oil. So
oh shit!
I think he pretty much was going to be able to do whatever he wanted to do in his life.
Yeah, he could have been a pottery person for all, like, just getting a pottery.
He could have done anything. So
fine, but instead he made a lot of good movies.
He did. And you know what else is funny? Guess what his first movie was?
Well, he was on a show, right? Wasn't he on Cheers or?
He was on Taxi.
And then he was on Cuckoo's Nest, right?
Cuckoo's Nest was his first movie ever. First thing ever. So he was, it was 1975. He was like 37, dude. That was his first acting, like film or TV thing. He'd done theater before that. But can you imagine... and now I'd say he's pretty much a household name, and that's pretty late to start your career at 37,
Absolutely. And recently, I think earlier this month, he had a reunion with Michael J. Fox at New York Comic Con. Dude, I don't know if you watched that clip, but room gets really dusty. They just like hug it out, and they're like, we're still here after all these years. It's nice.
No, I love him. I'm not trying to shit on him at all. I just, I just think I was just confused why he was in this.
I mean, Uncle Fester, he has like an Uncle Fester vibe to him.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago, dude. Uncle Fester was 30 years ago.
Yeah. No, but I mean, that's what I was like, oh, he's a good choice because he's dabbled in horror,
Yeah. So for anybody that hasn't seen this movie, basically, Christopher Llod is the villain. He's the main antagonist of the film. Starts off right in the beginning. He's just this like asshole in the 40s in this small town, and he is going to level an orphanage. And he's just like, I don't really care what happens to you orphans. And then a witch curses him, and he dies.
Well, the woman who runs the orphanage, it looks like, is a witch, and she's like, he's about to evict them so he could build like a mega mall. I don't know if there are mega malls that existed, but I don't know what he was building exactly. Yeah. But she pretty much was like, I curse your spirit in this land, and yada yada.
So, yeah, so his land, so his spirit is cursed to the land. And the thing that I liked about it was basically like, if you die by a witch's curse or whatever, you have the ability to come back from the dead. What is it, once a year on your hour of death? Was that it?
I think that was what they phrased. Yeah.
Okay, so a little weird because he died in the middle of the day, and then it was like 11 o'clock at night was his hour of death. But whatever,
It's
whatever.
the end of the day though. That might be it. It might be he
Okay,
came back at the hour of his death, but he has until the end of the day to get shit done.
right. Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay. So yeah, so you have so that was kind of cool. So his ghost or whatever. But aside from that, I mean the story is basically about these like 13-year-olds, I guess they're like in 8th grade about to go into high school. And it's kind of like a I don't know, like I don't want to say coming of age tale, but it's like about a group of friends where like, one of the guys is like ready to grow up. He doesn't want to talk about
Yeah.
Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah, the kid's like, I got pubes now, and like, I'm not trick or treating just because I got pubes, and I'm gonna do something radical because I got pubes now.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much it. Like that's the premise of the movie. He has two other friends that don't have pubes yet. He's like, I have pubes, and he doesn't want to trick or treat anymore, and that's the whole movie.
I mean, in a nutshell, yeah. I mean, they say chest hair. It's not pubes.
Come on, same thing.
I mean, it is. It's probably pubes, but yeah. So basically, that's it. So the one character, I think his name was what the hell was his name? Carson. So Carson is the one who's like, I want to go hang out with girls. I want to like hook up with my half sister.
He just wants to do something radical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got Bo and Jake, the other two leads, and they're kind of like, still younger, don't have pubes yet, still looking to just trick or treat and do all the things they used to do. And it's up to Jake to convince his friends to do something cool one last time before they all go off to high school and they, whatever, try and get with girls and stuff. But there is one little thing that makes this a little sad is Jake's dad died. So Jake is dealing with, not having his dad around anymore, having his new stepdad, his new stepsister, his mom. So it's like I feel bad for Jake. He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, and there's that scene when his dad used to put up spooky stuff. It sounds like,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess the stepdad, let's just call him Frank. I don't remember his name. He's just like putting up princess statues, right, in the yard instead. And it's just like, Frank, like, can we not do this? He's like, hey, you can call me dad. He's like, I'm gonna call you Frank, but why are you putting up princess statues? And he's like, your sister likes this. Like, do you want her house getting egged? This is not a time of year for princess standees or whatever, not statue. You know what I mean? They're like cardboard things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very tense at the house, obviously. I mean,
His dad died of cancer, doesn't have a good relationship with his stepdad. They're kind of like forcing the kid to go trick or treating with his sister. He doesn't want to trick or treat because his friends don't want to trick or treat, and yeah. It's going through that phase, in the in between, what's cool, what's not. I was gonna say, like, when do you think is a year to stop trick or treating?
I think the year that this movie takes place, like the 8th grade, I think that's probably
12,
it.
like 12, 13?
Yeah,
13?
like 8th grade,
Yeah, I think like 13's like, all right, that's about it, man. Like, and
Yeah.
I think we went trick or treating when we were 13. That was our last time, and it wasn't really trick or treating. We were just farting around and went to a couple houses.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing. Once you get to high school, there's like parties, and you can still dress up, and like you used to do that. You used to throw like Halloween parties where we
Oh
dress
yeah,
up and go to
oh
your
yeah,
basement and stuff, and
yeah.
bob
Good
for
times.
apples. Yeah,
No, can't bob for apples these days. Not with the vid, dude.
I know. Well, you know what? Even if COVID wasn't happening, I don't think I'd bob for apples. It's pretty gross, dude.
Well, you got to be the first one to bob for apples, which I
Yeah,
think we used to do. It's like, do you want to bob for apples? Like, I got to go first, and then like the 6th or 7th person, you like look at the water. It's like, oh Jesus,
dude.
is it hair gel?
Dude, there's like lice and dandruff. Like it's
Oh
disgusting. Like
God. By
who?
like 4, it's like, ugh,
Yeah,
gross.
seriously. Yeah, it's like 10 people bobbing for apples. You're asking to get like pneumonia. Like, but anyways, so yeah, so I think 14. That's when you should start doing like parties or hanging out with your friends. Like, Halloween is awesome. Don't like act like Halloween is not awesome when you're 14. But maybe not going out and getting candy. Just go buy candy. You got a job.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so the movie, yeah. So the plot of the movie, obviously, we've kind of gotten into. Now they find a Spirit Halloween store. When do you remember these popping up? When was the first time you remember a Spirit Halloween store?
Ah, jeez, I'd say like sophomore year of high school. Like
Right?
2009, no, 2006 or 7 was the first time I remember seeing Spirit Halloween taking over like FYE or whatever.
Right.
I think it was about, yeah, maybe senior year. I don't remember exactly, but I'd say like 2007, 2006.
Okay, because I guess it's been around since 1983, but then it like in 1999 started going like crazy. It was acquired by a different company, and it started its approach to short-term leases, locations, and stockings. That's when it really went crazy.
Oh, it's inventory. They just have an inventory of Halloween shit, and they spread it out throughout the country and just do these pop up like monthly things and rent out for 1 month, and then they probably have one gigantic, massive storage unit in like Wisconsin. I don't know where. We can Google that later.
New Jersey.
Really? All right. Well,
Mhm.
that's where it is, and that's where they bring everything back to every year. I guess.
Yeah. So okay, so I mean, you know what? It's kind of a good idea for a movie then. So it's like you've got your haunted, like the guy Alec Windsor died on that property. His spirit is stuck on that property, and then 70 years later, there's a spirit Halloween store that goes in, and these kids are like, "Hey, why don't we go sleep in there or whatever? Like that'll be kind of fun." And they all agree, like, "Yeah, that'll be cool." It's a dead zone though. There's no cell.
They got that out of the way real quick.
Good.
Like in the first two lines of the movie, it's like, "Oh, is your phone working?" It's like, "I can't post this picture." Why are you
Hmm.
posting a picture of Spirit Halloween in the first place? But
Yeah.
why can't you just enjoy the moment of being at a Spirit Halloween? I don't know why you gotta post it.
Yeah,
It's just my
it's
saying.
a magical place, you know. But it's a good idea though. So it's like the Spirit Halloweens, they're pop-up stores. So they can go on top of like a haunted burial ground where this Alec Windsor's body is buried, and it's not like the people that work there. There's nobody that works there year round. So it is kind of a good idea to have it hidden like that.
True.
So I did like that. That was pretty cool. Just the one thing I guess that we glossed over a little bit. Carson's sister, what's her name?
Dude, I thought there was like a stepsister thing going on when that was first happening. And I was like, is this normalized?
They said half. He's like, that's my half sister.
Well, yeah, but
Why?
I thought that was that his half sister that he was hitting on. Did it seem like that?
No,
That's
no.
his
So
friend's sister.
So Jake, the lead, has a
Jeez
crush
Louise.
on her, but for some reason it's Carson's half sister. But I don't understand why that matters. Why they even mentioned it was a half sister. It was weird.
Yeah, and also though, like, so I think that's his best friend's half sister. And it's
Yeah.
like that's like even a half sister, that's still bro code 101. You
Yeah.
don't do that. It's just with your best buddy.
I have a half brother. I look at him as my full brother. I don't sit there and be like, well, he's half of it, you know.
Well, bro
No.
code still. No matter
Yeah.
what.
But so yeah, so that was it was a little weird. But she becomes kind of like the fourth member of the crew. She goes to the Spirit Halloween store. She stays with these three guys, and she ends up, you know, kind of helping them throughout their adventure because they get locked in the store. Right? At
Yeah.
11 o'clock?
And she can't get in, so she busts in through the roof.
Yeah, what was the point of that?
I don't know, why was she busting in the first? Like, let them have fun. Like, why do you have to be there?
All right, yeah, so she's going to go to like a real high school party because she's in high school. But she wants to go give her brother the phone, but he's locked in Spirit Halloween in the store. But the thing is, like, what was her plan? She was just going to get locked in there too.
Maybe they can exit from the inside, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's
that's
just an assumption.
probably what she thought, yeah.
I'm just trying to fill the void. That's
Yeah.
what I do.
So yeah, so they basically, the kids are in the store, they're having fun, you know, they're like, hey, you know, we're still having a good time, even though we're
They're getting scared by spooky spiders every 2 seconds. It's like, guys, like, you're in a Spirit Halloween. Like, you don't think you jump every 2 times. Like, something pops out.
Yeah. So it was fine. But then we find out that Alec Windsor's spirit has, you know, gone into Spirit Halloween and can possess anything in the store except for the live people, the kids. And he wants to possess the kids so that he can, I don't know, take over their
He
body.
says he just needs one to rest finally, or whatever. I forgot what it was.
I think he wants to come back. I think he's like gonna possess one of these kids and then, like, I don't know, go to high school or whatever.
Yeah. That girl when the girl finally gets possessed, it's like, you're gonna go to high school with Christopher Lloyd's voice. That's not gonna end well.
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, like, what was the plan?
Oh, I got you now.
I mean, yeah. So is that the plan? Literally, he's going to possess one of these people and then take their life on, and then that was going to be it?
I think so, and he ended up picking the girl who broke into the store.
Yeah. He says jackpot when he gets here. He's like, jackpot. And it's just
Well,
like,
because she's like very like she does like the backflips and stuff. So he's like, oh, I feel young again, probably. So he's like, I got a good, healthy, fit girl. Like,
yeah, I
that's
guess.
kind of what he was saying. Jackpot.
Yeah, I don't know why he said
Kind of
that.
creepy when you think about it.
It
But
was,
you gotta
that's
go
why-
for, like one of the 3 boys.
Yeah, what if it was him? He's like, this sucks, but it's a girl. He's like, I'm gonna squeeze my boobs. I don't know. But anyway, so he possesses the girl, and the only way that he can possess somebody is if they're unconscious or if they fall asleep.
Yeah, and he like spills some balls on the floor, and she just trips over them by like not even walking. She's just standing there, and all of a sudden it just like gets wiped out. I love that shot. That was so funny.
It was so ridiculous. Yeah, so he basically like Final Destinations this whole thing. Christopher Lloyd's character is just like, all right, well, yeah, I'll knock over these bouncy balls. And the girl, like, just,
She's standing. She's not walking.
yeah, she just falls over, hits her head on the
And also
concrete.
remind you, she's like fit too, and like was very like agile. I don't see her as one of those people like slipping on a banana peel and
No.
knocking themselves out.